After receiving the CDL substitute process document from my email, we wanted to make sure that we gave you one potential option for fulfilling a requirement through the absence of 1 to 3 days. These are basically all the same requirements for each grade level for the absence 1 to 3 days. So you'll enter the absent, you'll notify any teacher that you work with that you're going to be gone, and then you're going to upload asynchronous lessons. Now, what I would suggest that you consider is that you use Google Classroom. So when and if this happens, it's sitting there all ready to go. So how might that look? So I would, in Google Classroom, go to my classwork module and create a topic called substitutes. I'm going to add that. Now, what you need to know is when you add topics, students will not see that topic unless you have assigned an activity or some kind of assignment inside it. So they won't actually see this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an assignment. So I'm going to go create assignment, and then I'm going to call it, because those first 3 days are going to be asynchronous activity. Now I'm going to put in day number 1. Now it might be that you have different lessons in there. So lesson number 1, you might have lesson number 2. But what I would suggest is that you just go ahead and put all of your materials in one assignment. So what might that look like? Click on the resources below and turn in if requested. So we might add resources like a YouTube video. So maybe we're doing something about the climate, climate change. And you are going to have them watch this video. And of course, you will already pick the videos that you want, and you will have those added. You might have something from your drive. So maybe you have a document that you want them to work on. So in my drive, I might look for something that I want to add. All right, so I could go through here and say, okay, I'm going to add this one right here. Okay, so I'll just create this and add it. You would pick what you needed. So now I have a document. I have to decide, do they get their own template? So they do want to make sure they get their own so they can work on it and finish it. I might also want to add a link. So maybe I have a link about climate change, and I want them to go to a specific website. So just things that you already know here. So I'm going to add that link. So you can add many documents. You don't just need to have one document. You can add whatever you want. So you're going to add all those resources. You're going to give the instructions that you normally do. But you really don't have to do the due date until you are actually sick. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this underneath substitute, and it's going to go to all kids, and this may be something that is ungraded. It might be graded. You have to determine that. But I'm not going to put a due date in here. And I'm going to go ahead, and before I assign, I do not want to assign it. If you accidentally assign it, you need to delete this because we don't want them to do it until you're sick. So you're going to go here, and you're going to save it as a draft. So what's going to happen is underneath substitute, these activities are going to be sitting there. So, and you're going to make a day 2 and a day 3. If you are sick or you're feeling sick and you know you're going to be gone, you're going to go into this substitute topic and you're going to go to edit. And then you're going to change the due date. You're going to say, this is an asynchronous activity. I'm not here, whatever. And you're going to put the date that you want and the time that it goes out. So you can schedule it if you want to. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that. And at this particular point, if you schedule it, it's going to go out automatically. And so you might want to repeat that process, scheduling it so it goes out automatically, or just assign it for the first day. And if you're feeling better, you don't have to assign the second day, okay? But if you're feeling like, maybe it's a medical operation that you're having or whatever, I would suggest that you go in and you schedule all 3 of your assignments. So basically, I'm going to close this up for a second, and actually I'm going to save it as a draft. You are going to create 2 more assignments, and you're going to put it underneath substitute. Again, they won't even see substitute until you have actually assigned something, and then substitute will appear and day 1 will be here because you will have scheduled it and it will be out. The next day we'll say day number 2, and when you put these in here, you can move the order of these as well. So it just depends on how able you are to get to your Google Classroom or not. So this might be one way that you could have 3 days of asynchronous lessons all ready to go. So if there is an emergency or you do get sick, it's just a matter of you or somebody going in and getting those lessons out. I hope this helps.